A New Hope, Nier Chapter 115 Fan Fiction by Azazyel. End of Book 2. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel for listening and patreon.com/Azazyel to read all of Azazyel's stories. With the time dilation between worlds, I decided that during the winter vacation where Weiss was going to spend the 3-week vacation in Atlas with her sister, I was going to get a move on. I was going to go to a new world. It was time for me to expand as I had grown as much as I could here on Remnant. Suit integrity is 100%, radiation shielding is optimal with gravity dust shielding. Air tanks are also filled and prepared for landing in a hostile world. And your aura is full, and combined with your suit you will likely survive even a very hostile world for the few moments it would take for you to open a new portal. Commander Weiss spoke before she looked up from her tablet as I stretched in a suit that was based on Dead Space rigging, with it taking the form of the slimmer and more maneuverable security rig from Dead Space 2. Well, let's just pray I don't land on the surface of a sun. I joked, and White just glared at me before rolling her eyes. Anyway, besides environmental hazards, I will be fine with 2B with me, I said, nodding to the android who solemnly nodded at the responsibility I was given. Combining prior Yoarha technology with the dust alloyed metals had brought about a lot of interesting things, to say nothing of the slight spatial folding features in mecha shifting technology that was the result of spatial dust, which allowed the hardware of my androids to be upgraded, with 2B having many of 9S's more technical features and data collection abilities. So I took a breath. My sword Virtus contract at my hip and my new bolter rifle that was given to me by Ruby Eye allowed my large guardian out of my shadow that had fed deeply on the pools of darkness that birthed Grim, and it was a lot more defined with tribal red and blue tattoos across his pitch-black form. "Alright 2B, hold my hand," I said, smiling as 2B gave a small smile at my order, and with a mental order my guardian flexed its power of darkness and a large pillar of swirling darkness formed in front of us. "Wish us the best of luck," I called out, and not only here with the operator and Commander White saying good luck, but my comms were flooded with well wishes. And even worse was the spamming, Pog Champs, being spammed in a chat of the stream that was hooked into my system sensors so Yoarha could watch my actions and record what I come across. Remnant's internet had already corrupted my sweet androids. Because Yoarha wasn't slave drivers and a lot of the androids actually had some free time, most spent their time online on the either Oracle app or just slaughtered Remnant's native gamers with their robotic precision by actually hacking into the games to make their characters act as their native android bodies would. Hearing some kid screaming on Call of Hunters about some thoughty bitch backflipping off a car to stab them with a sword that wasn't even in the game was never going to get old. Especially when that scout unit within 4 seconds located the kid's home, kicked him offline, and then left an email to their parents with his horribly racist online chatter recorded and delivered to said parents. Nothing more was said for me and 2B as we entered the Pillar of Darkness, and as we were swallowed into the rippling omnidirectional, I saw the chat was still working as one android commented about how all these confusing ripples in the surroundings were like when they got their head too close to some powerful magnets. But either way, I looked around and smiled wryly as I felt the connection back to the Nier world, but I ignored it and continued outwards while making sure my connection to the RWBY world was well secured. Walking through the infinite darkness was honestly a boring affair for me, at least as I only kept my eyes slightly open as the swirling darkness all around us made me feel dizzy even with my guardian's potent growth in strength and control of the darkness portal. So the safe area around me was large enough I could probably drive a truck or something through the dark portal, but there was no way to tell other than having 2B take a poll or something to see the radius of the safe area when the pole got annihilated by the swirling darkness around us. But eventually, the infinite darkness ended as from behind a rippling pool of darkness I blinked as the very darkness around the world's door seemed to be corrupted or touched by what looked to be jagged arcing lightning designs that were colored soft light blue, dark purple light and a harsh pure white lightning designs. "What kind of world does this door lead us to?" 2B softly asked, and I took in the door and was able to instantly understand what it was. On the top of the massive door was a prominent jellyfish-like being with large teeth below its head, and within the opaque headspace of the jellyfish were 3 ruby red-like bulbs. On the right side of the door was a serpentine dragon with mechanical elements, and last on the left side of the door and with a lot more details done on it was the protagonist of the world. A female suit of armor, with one arm at the end being a large cylinder with plasma in the back of the barrel and her burnt golden bronze armor having large circular pauldrons upon them. This was obviously a door to the world of Metroid. Or if I was extremely unlucky, for all I knew it could lead me to Super Smash Bros. Before she joined it, who the hell knows. But as I thought about the world of Metroid, I thought about Samus's bullshit suit and how overpowered it was with its abilities. To say nothing of the crazy animals and life in a Metroid world that Yoarha would love to dissect and figure out their abilities. And most importantly, the Chozo tech would give Yoarha a huge leap with their teleportation, elemental, and energy tech so long as we stayed the hell away from the corruptive Phazon nonsense. While I could actually get scans for actual spacefaring vessels, as that was Yora's main issue, as we were no closer to discovering some form of faster than light travel. "We are going in here," I announced with me putting my hand that wasn't holding 2B's hand on the door. The door shined at my heart, linking up to it with light and pure darkness seeping from the crack in the door as I opened it, and abruptly it swung up and we were swallowed by the dimensional door's energies and taken wherever it damn well pleased to send us.